Designing an IUL is like assembling a puzzle. If you are a licensed life insurance agent looking to get into the IUL game, or you are somebody looking to purchase and own an IUL policy, in this video, we're going to dive into the 5 pieces that make up the IUL puzzle and also make sure you understand how to properly assemble it and structure it to meet your goals before you purchase it. My name is Amanda Ryba, and I have been designing IUL policies for clients for just shy of a decade. Now, through either in-person events or through the content that I create here on social media, I dedicate a significant portion of my time to training the next wave of agents to make sure they're doing this correctly, but also to educate you as the client to make sure you understand what you are purchasing. So get out your notebooks because class is starting. As I've stated, designing an IUL is like assembling a puzzle, and all of these pieces need to fit together in the right order to achieve the end result that you want, which is ultimately the goal for the IUL. So if you are the client or if you are the agent, you need to sit down and understand, why do we want to open this product up in the first place? Is it for cash accumulation? Is it for immediate access to cash, or what we now call infinite banking? Or is it really just for permanent life insurance with a little cash value on the side? Then from there, you need to understand how the 5 magic numbers or puzzle pieces fit together to get you your desired result. And it's also important to mention that the size of the client's death benefit or the life insurance amount that they are purchasing is the control mechanism. It's the lever that is adjusting all of these numbers. And the first puzzle piece, and in my opinion, the most important puzzle piece to understand, is the target premium. The target premium is going to tell you at a minimum what the client should be paying annually into their policy if their goal is to grow cash value. If the client's goal is cash value, they should always be contributing over the target premium every single year. If their goal is more so life insurance, then they can contribute at the target premium every single year. And the simple way to figure that out would just be target premium divided by 12. That's going to allow the client to sustain the policy throughout the course of their entire life and have a little tiny cash value grow on the side. The target premium is also what the agent gets paid a percentage of. So the higher the target premium, the higher your agent's commission. The lower the target premium, the lower your agent's commission. And again, this number is controlled by the death benefit. So essentially, the higher the death benefit or the more life insurance that agent sells the client, the more money they are going to get paid for that policy. Then puzzle piece number 2 is the minimum no lapse premium. This is the bare bones minimum that your client can contribute on a monthly or annual basis in order to sustain their IUL policy for at least 20 years with most insurance carriers. Now, in most cases, the minimum no lapse premium will be smaller than the target premium. Typically, the target premium is higher. There are situations where that may not be true, but most times it is true. Now, that doesn't mean that I talk to my client like the minimum is the minimum. I usually talk to my client like the target premium is the minimum. Because if you set up the IUL with the client paying the minimum on it, if they ever needed to take a break or they ever needed to skip a month in that first year, that's going to be darn near impossible for them to do because they're only paying the minimum no lapse premium into the policy. It's always safer to talk to your client as though the target premium is the minimum. It will buy them some wiggle room, so if anything does happen, they still have extra cash in there to continue to float the plan. And magic puzzle piece number 3 is the GAP, or what we call the Guideline annual premium, or what some insurance carriers will call as the Guideline level premium. This is the absolute maximum that your client can contribute per month or per year into their IUL policy for the life of the entire policy. Now, this is very important for people that are looking to grow cash value to understand, because they eventually want to hit that Guideline annual premium number on an annual basis. I usually tell my clients, if your goal is cash value for retirement purposes, you want to hit that GAP within like a 5 to a 7 year period of opening up your IUL, depending on their age. So the faster they hit that Guideline annual premium number annually, consistently every single year, the more money they're going to have in retirement to take out as supplemental tax-free income in retirement. This is why it's so important to know how to design the IUL, because if that GAP number is too high and your client's goal is cash value, but they don't ever see themselves contributing that amount of money per month or per year, well, then you've got to reduce the death benefit. Reducing the death benefit will lower the GAP. It will lower all the numbers, actually, but also the GAP, and make it easier for the client to hit that maximum number, which will give them more money in retirement as supplemental income tax-free. And the 4th magic number or puzzle piece that we need to understand is called the 7-pay premium. This is the maximum that your client can contribute per month or per year into their IUL policy in the first 3 to 5 years of it being open and active. depending on their age. Typically, the 7-pay premium number will be higher than the guideline annual premium number, not in all cases, but in most. Basically meaning the client gets a little extra wiggle room to contribute more money in the first few years of the policy being opened. This number is very important for anyone you're working with that is interested in getting immediate access to cash, or what we call infinite banking, because they're going to want to contribute at the 7-pay premium as many years as they possibly can. That's going to get them access to the most amount of money right away. They want to borrow it out and go make a purchase or leverage it to get another asset. That's the number that they want to be funding it at. Not a huge concern if people are not looking for immediate access to cash, only for those individuals that are. And the fifth magic number or puzzle piece that we need to understand when designing an IUL, which doesn't come up all that often, but it is important to know, is the single pay premium. This is going to be the largest number you're going to see when you run your IUL illustration, and it is not telling you that your client can pay this in one installment into your IUL. The single pay premium is letting you know in total what your client can contribute in the first 3 to 5 years of that policy being open and active. It's also the amount of money that once the insurance company receives it, if they receive it that quickly, pretty much the IUL is paid up for life, even though there isn't necessarily a paid up number inside of an IUL. That's more so with whole life. Once the insurance company receives the single pay premium, the IUL is pretty much set to go for as long as that client is going to live. So again, not a huge concern with most people, more so with those that are looking to do infinite banking or max fund the policy from the very beginning. There you go. And again, here are all of your 5 magic numbers or puzzle pieces that go into designing the IUL. And just remember, your death benefit is the control mechanism. So if your client needs the ability to put in more money, meaning increasing the GAP, you just turn up the death benefit, right? You get them more life insurance. But you also need to be mindful of what that does to the minimum no lapse premium as well as the target premium. That still needs to fit their budget as well. That's why I say this really is a puzzle, and you have to make sure all the pieces fit. And sometimes the client needs to give in one area or another to get the IUL to achieve their desired result. Now, if you are a life insurance agent, I recommend you share this video with everyone on your team so that they know how to properly do this. And if you are somebody looking to purchase an IUL, share this with anyone you know that you've been bouncing ideas off of and get their feedback. If you want more information about how IULs work, I have linked 2 videos here that will dive deeper into this product. And of course, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss another video teaching you how to do this design correctly. I'll see you back here next week on YouTube.